Hello friends, I'm Anna. I'm a freelance illustrator and designer, and in that video I want to talk about how I grew my Instagram organically from 0 to 20k in about a year, and also give you some advice and tips what I would do in 2022 to build a bigger following. And at the end of this video, I will also answer the questions I got from you on Instagram. So I started my account back in 2019 and didn't post that much for the first months. And yeah, I was still figuring out what I want to do as an illustrator. And then in September 2019, I started to take Instagram more serious, and from then posted nearly every day. Then I also participated in the Inktober challenge and hit my first 1000 followers in October 2019. And in March 2020, I already had 10k followers. In December 2020, 22,000. So now let me tell you what helped me to grow to 20k in about a year. So first thing is posting consistently. It is very important to post consistently. When I started to take Instagram serious, I posted nearly every day for about a year. So I would really recommend to post one picture or reel every day, and stories throughout the day so that your followers get to know you and what you're up to. But I know that not everyone has the time to do that, so if you can't post every day, then at least do it consistently every new week. So don't post every day for a week and then disappear from Instagram for the next 3 weeks. That's not good. Yeah, I can tell you what happened to my account when I stopped posting consistent. At the beginning of 2021, I made a social media break and didn't post much for about half a year. And during this time, I could really see how my following started to drop. And I had the same thing during my last social media break from December 2021 to the middle of January of this year. And if you then start to post consistent again, it takes a while for Instagram to notice that you're like back in the game again. Especially now when I wasn't posting in the beginning of a new year, where Instagram always changes a lot, like analytics-based stuff and so on, I really had a hard time to start gain followers and engagement again. So the next tip is to participate in art challenges. As I told you, I hit my first 1000 followers during Inktober. It was my second art challenge, but the first Inktober I was participating in, and it made a lot of fun. And it was so much easier to come up with ideas for drawing because you follow a prompt list. Yeah, you can also host your own challenge or collaborate with other artists to make one. So, and if you take part in art challenges and use the hashtags for that particular challenge, your art gets the chance to be seen by a lot of other artists that also participates, because they are all interested in seeing how others are drawing that challenge in their style. And I myself also really love to browse through all the entries for a challenge, and I always find some amazing artists to follow. So, and going through the hashtags of a challenge to find other amazing artists brings me to the next tip I have for you. Engage with other artists. Instagram is a social platform. That means a big part of it is engaging with others. Like the art that you enjoy, write a comment, and I mean a relevant comment, not only 5 hearts. Instagram likes interesting comments that encourage conversation. And yeah, make friends with other artists, share your experiences. I met so many great artists on Instagram who have now become really good friends of mine. For me in particular, this was a great added value of this platform, since I had almost no artists among my friends with whom I could exchange ideas or get feedback. And my last personal tip is to keep your account cohesive as much as you can. So we all like an aesthetically pleasing feed, and I myself also tend to follow someone whose feed is cohesive than all over the place. But yeah, I personally think that in 2022 it isn't as important anymore to have a perfect feed. But I would still say that all your posts should flow together. If you have a brand or an art style, your feed should fit into that. Especially if you have a brand, you normally automatically have a color palette you always use, and many artists are also recognized by their color palette. But your color palette can of course also change throughout the seasons, for example, and it also will definitely change throughout your growth as an artist. So now that we went through my personal tips that helped me to grow when I started my channel, I also wanted to talk about what I would do in 2022 to grow my Instagram following. The first thing is use Reels. Instagram head Adam Mosseri said that they will focus more on videos in 2022. So Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app. It's trying to become more and more like TikTok. And that means you need to share Reels to grow. But yeah, if you do that, please don't post videos with the TikTok watermark anymore. Instagram says that they will no longer push videos with watermarks or bad quality. So they won't show up on the Explore page anymore. Another important thing for 2022 is showing yourself. Yeah, I know most of you prefer to bury yourself at home in a cozy blanket and draw without anyone looking. And yeah, let me tell you, I also don't like to show my face on the internet. And I'm also not confident when it comes to talking in English. But I know that I have to change that to grow my business. People just like to see who is the person behind that art, and they are also more likely to support and to buy from you when they have a connection to you as a person. For me, it was a long fight with myself to start talking in my YouTube videos or show myself in some of my reels, and now also more often on TikTok. But I did it and now feel more and more confident with every time. And the last thing I want to talk about before answering your questions is knowing why you're posting on Instagram. If I would start an Instagram account in 2022, I wouldn't just post like I did it back then in 2019, because nowadays that just didn't work out most of the time. First, I would think about why I want to post on Instagram, like is it for my shop, or do I want to teach art, or do I want to have a portfolio here to be found by agents and companies and so on. And based on that, I would create an Instagram strategy. But yeah, that's a topic for a separate video. I just wanted to mention that here because I think that this is very important for this year. So yeah, now I will answer some of the questions I got on Instagram based on this topic. So the first question is it necessary to follow a particular style? Yeah, that's a different question. I already talked about it a bit in tip number 4, keeping your account cohesive. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessary, but if you follow a particular style, or if you follow your art style, your art gets recognized and people always know that it's you. Yeah, but here we are again at knowing why you're posting on Instagram. If you are posting to share your growth in becoming an artist and finding your personal style, you definitely can post in different styles. But if you're trying to get the attention of agencies, it's better to have one or maybe 2 art styles and none more. Or if you want to open a shop and sell stationery, I would also recommend to draw in one style to build a brand. So next question is, what type of hashtags do you use to find your targeted audience? Oh, I'm so bad at hashtags. I still use these same 25 hashtags for a year and just add some specific ones like fox illustration when I post a fox. Yeah, but I lately read an article about that, and it says that for 2022 it's better to only use about 4 to 6, maybe 8 niche specific hashtags, and not to use these same hashtags over and over like I do. Yeah, I would research for specific hashtags for, I don't know, illustration or stationery, some bigger hashtags and also some smaller ones. Because if you also use smaller hashtags, you have more chance to pop up on top of the hashtags page. The next question is, at what point did you decide that you can start a business or shop from your art? Yeah, when it's based on following, I would not equate business and shop with follower numbers. There are enough very successful Etsy shops that sell their art but have almost no followers on Instagram. They know very well how to niche down and use relevant tags on Etsy, or they post their products on Pinterest to promote them or promote them in a different way. You also don't need a big following to start an art business. It really depends on what you would like to do. If your goal is to draw children's books, I would either focus on portfolio work and getting an agent than on Instagram. Or if you want to work as a surface pattern designer, I would rather focus on a good website and sending work to clients. And yeah, then Instagram is the cherry on the cake where you can show your work and get clients too. But yeah, for example, if you want to mostly focus on Patreon, then of course it's more important to have a bigger following. Yeah, the next question is how to decide if I'm creating for my growth or for the audience. How do I tell the difference? So I would say first you need to know why you are posting on Instagram again. And yeah, I would not decide between creating for your growth or for the audience, because you need your audience to stay with you to grow. So I think for 2022 it's better to deeply connect with your audience and that they get to know you than only on growth. The next question is, when do you feel that you made it as an artist professionally? Yeah, I think that's different for everybody, but for me, this will be when I have a stable monthly income only from my art. For now, I also work as a freelance graphic designer because I don't make enough income only through illustration. Yeah, and then I also got the question what to do about all this spam when you upload. I don't have an answer for that, but I wanted to mention that here because maybe some of you know what to do about the issue, and yeah, let me just know in the comments. Yeah, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, let me know if you want a part 2. Bye!